$9.99 feels cheaper than $10. That's not a coincidence. It's a psychological trick, and it's working on you right now. Even after you understand it, you won't be able to stop it. This tiny pricing trick controls billions of dollars every year. And it didn't start to save you money. It started to catch thieves. And here's the part nobody expects. This has nothing to do with psychology. It started with something much simpler: people stealing money. In the late 1800s, store owners across America had a problem. They were losing money, not to shoplifters, but to their own employees. A customer buys something for $1, hands over cash, and the cashier takes the money and puts it straight into their pocket instead of the register. No receipt, no record, no way to prove it ever happened. So stores made one tiny change. They priced items at 99 cents instead of $1. Now, when a customer pays with $1, the cashier has to open the register, give back change, and the sale finally gets recorded. One penny forced accountability, and it worked instantly. And that should have been the end of it. Just a simple security trick. But then something strange happened. Sales went up. People started buying more. Not because they were saving money. A penny is nothing. But because something else was happening inside the brain. When you see a price like $9.99, you think you're reading a number. But you're not. Your brain takes a shortcut instantly. It reads from left to right and locks onto the first digit. $9.99 becomes 9-something, while $10 becomes 10. And those feel like completely different categories. This is called left digit bias. And it's not a mistake. It's a built-in shortcut your brain uses to process information faster. Because if your brain analyzed every digit of every number all day, you'd be mentally exhausted. So it cheats. It cuts corners without you even noticing. It reads the first digit and fills in the rest. And here's where it gets interesting. The difference between $9.99 and $10 is just 1 cent. But your brain doesn't process it that way. It processes it as the difference between $9 and $10, a full dollar apart, a completely different category. And here's the part you won't like. Knowing this doesn't fix it. Researchers tested this on economists, psychologists, even people who study pricing for a living, and they still fall for it. You can understand the trick completely, and your brain will still process $9.99 as cheaper than 10. You can't turn it off. It's not a software bug. It's the hardware. And this isn't just theory. When scientists tested it, the results didn't make sense. In 2003, researchers from MIT and the University of Chicago ran a simple experiment. They took the exact same product and priced it 3 different ways: $34, $39, and $44. Logically, the cheapest one should win. But that's not what happened. The $39 version outsold the $34 version significantly. People paid $5 more for the exact same item without realizing it. Just because it ended in 9. A higher price beat a lower price because of 1 digit. The researchers called it the magic of 9. And it works across products, countries, and demographics. It breaks logic, but it works every single time. So at this point, you might think this is just a small psychological effect. Maybe it matters a little, but not that much. That assumption cost a company nearly $1 billion. In 2012, JCPenney, one of the largest retailers in America, decided to remove 99-cent pricing entirely. Their new CEO, Ron Johnson, came from Apple, and he believed this pricing strategy was manipulative, outdated, and unnecessary. So he replaced it with clean, round numbers. $10 instead of $9.99. He called it fair and square pricing. What happened next shocked everyone. Sales collapsed. revenue dropped 25%, and the company lost nearly $1 billion in a single year. All because they removed 1 penny. Johnson was fired after 17 months, and JCPenney immediately went back to prices ending in 9. But by then, the damage was already done. Customers didn't want honesty. They wanted the feeling of a deal, even if they knew rationally that 1 cent changes nothing. And once you see how powerful this is, you start noticing it everywhere, even in places you'd never expect. Next time you pass a gas station, look closely at the price. Not just the big numbers, but the tiny number at the end. You'll see something like $3.59 and a small 9. That's not random. That's 9/10 of a cent. A fraction of a penny that doesn't even exist. There's no coin for it. You can't hold it, but you're still being charged for it. Every gallon, every customer, every single day. This started decades ago from a fractional tax. The tax changed, but the fraction stayed, because $3.59 and 9/10 feels cheaper than $3.60, and your brain still reads it that way. But here's where everything flips. Not every brand uses this trick. Walk into a luxury store, Gucci, Chanel, or Louis Vuitton. Look at the price tags. You'll see clean, round numbers. 500, 1,200, 3,000. No 99 cents anywhere. Because luxury brands understand something most stores won't admit. 99 cents doesn't just say cheaper. It says cheap. It signals discount, bargain, deal. Luxury is the opposite. A round number says, this costs what it costs. No tricks, no manipulation. And if 1 cent would change your decision, this product isn't for you. And that reveals the entire system. When a store prices something at $9.99, they're not giving you a deal. They're creating the feeling of a deal, using 1 digit to influence your behavior. And when you put all of this together, the pattern becomes impossible to ignore. Prices ending in 99 cents started as a way to catch thieves, then became a tool to influence customers. Scientists proved why. A built-in shortcut in your brain called left-digit bias. A higher price ending in 9 can outsell a lower price that doesn't. One company lost nearly $1 billion trying to remove it. Gas stations use it down to fractions of a penny. And luxury brands prove the trick exists by refusing to use it. 1 penny quietly controls billions of dollars in spending every single year. Not because it matters, but because your brain thinks it does. And now you know the trick, but you still won't escape it. Be honest. Would you have made the same decision if it was $10 instead of $9.99? Drop it in the comments. This is Fact Factory. We break down the hidden logic behind everyday things. And next time, there's a button you press almost every day, and it has never once done what you think it does. Subscribe,